Hello everybody. Just figured I'd do a quick little video update here on the Parabolic 3 Delta printer. Yes, once again I'm running another ghost program, so it's not really printing at the moment, but it's just going through the motions. But the neat thing about this time is, yes, all three monitors. And if I unplug this, oh look, it's still printing. Why is that, you ask? Well, it's not really printing, but running the program. That's because I now have this little device hooked up. This is a controller that allows you to run off of an SD card, if I can find my finger over here, and load the program in. This one's just test program. It's been quote-unquote printing for about 41 minutes now. It's at about a 5mm layer height. About 42% of the print's completed. As you can see, it also shows temperature for the hot end and the bed, which are both not hooked up. And the neat thing is too, I can turn this knob, and as I'm turning it, you see the percentage going up, so it automatically will increase feed rate as well as speed. I don't like the knob because I had to modify it to work and it's broke, so I'm going to have to get a different knob. But I did print all three of these pieces on my printer, on my other printer, which is a pretty big print. I mean, this is 150 millimeters, which is about 50 millimeters shy of the footprint of what I can print with that one there. So, I just also wanted to show that I didn't take a video, but in the meantime I had put a adapter on the effector right there, and I was able to put a pencil in there, and that logo, my logo, the Parabolic logo was drawn by this printer. Now it'll be covered up eventually and painted over, etc. and so forth, but it was just proof of concept to see if the layer was even across the board, if all the three axes had the same heights. This is an experimental extruder that I'm working on. I have a hot end in it. Obviously it's not wired up or anything. And that's the filament I'm going to be running, that white string right there, which is a smaller filament than what I was running on the other printers. And it's a direct drive, so that means it runs right off of the stepper motor, and it's spring loaded, so it should work just fine. However, I'm not going to run it on here. This is just because I was getting excited, and I was going to try to get it melting plastic this past weekend, and I decided, well, you know what, I'm gonna wait. I've got a couple other parts ordered, so that the extruder will probably be mounted up on the other side here up top with a long Bowden cable that'll come down, so that way I'll be able to center the print head a little bit better. It'll be similar to this setup here, where I have, if you look here, I've got the hot end down there, and I've got some aluminum foil, tape, and then that's to insulate from the heat, because it does get about 200 degrees Celsius. And then we have this tube here, and that feeds up to the old school style extruder motor, where you have the motor, and then you have, let's see if I can do this here, you have a gear set behind there. And it was just a lot more parts, a lot more things, and right now I just have it down here on the floor, my spool. So this will be a little bit different. I already have my 2.5 pound roll of PLA plastic. So I'm getting closer. I'm hoping that if all my parts come in this week, I might be melting plastic, at least to do a couple test prints, probably by this weekend. The other thing I have, and I don't know if you see it back here, is the glass. It's an 18-inch diameter of glass, which should give me about a 16-inch print surface. So yeah, it's coming along, and I think it'll be kind of interesting. I'll probably just use the no heat because I have to I have to engineer a heated build plate for it. But I'll be able to at that point, you know, just put some of the. Here, I'll show you here. I have ABS juice here. I wrote on there so nobody drink it on accident, right? Because it looks so good, nutritious. That's just acetone with ABS pieces melted in there, or thrown in there, and it melts it. And you just smear it down on the glass, and it helps the liquid plastic adhere to it. So that's what I use on this glass, and I use a heated build plate underneath. But what I'll probably do just for testing purposes, I'm probably going to just get the heated, or I'm going to get the glass mounted and get it where it's going to be level. And I'll put some of that stuff on there, and we'll try to do a print and see if I can get something out of this. And of course, once I get it all perfected and all working, then I get to take it all apart and finish cleaning it up and painting it up. And right now I've got it running off of a test power supply here, just one from Radio Shack for my workbench. But I'll put a regular plug on the back so it can just plug directly into the wall. And like I said earlier in this video, with this SD card, once I slice the files up and put them on that SD card, I could take this thing anywhere, plug it in, dial up the program, excuse me, and pretty much just do multiple prints without having to even connect it to a computer. So I think that's pretty badass. So it's totally, and of course here, let's see here. It's been printing long enough, so let's push that in. Like I said, it doesn't really want to work because that button's too big. And go to stop print, and boy, it stops. I'll have to adjust some of the settings on there. And there's my Parabolic logo G code that I had loaded in there. And let's see, we'll go back to the main thing, and we'll go down to manual control. We'll home the axis, and by homing it, it'll take it all the way up to the top. And it zeroes out all three legs. Now this is the cool part. So right now, come on, autofocus, focus. Go down to manual control. Go all the way down to the bottom where it says move axis, and we'll go down to Z. And right now you can see it's at 450 millimeters. So the distance between where it's zeroed out here on the platform, which is actually about this high off, because that's where my glass is going to be, to the top is 450 millimeters. So that's exactly how much print area I will have, because even though this thing is big as hell, it's kind of deceiving because you will lose this much print area, because right now we're at the max height, and even at the max height it really can't do much because they're all moved up to the top. So if you move it back and forth, there's no room for it to. So what I'll do is I'll bring this down so I can dial. Whoops, I go back to that screen. It times out after a while. So manual control, move axis, Z. Okay, so Z, as I'm turning the knob, as you can see it, I can bring it up and down. And then when I move I can come back down here. That's the extruder. We'll go to X. See if I can't get my hand in the thing at the same time. But you get the idea. So yeah. So there you have it. The second update of the Parabolic Delta. Damn, I wish I had more room because this thing is too damn big. Okay, there you go. It's coming along, work in progress. And, you know, in the meantime, I've got my Pac-Man boards and I'm working on my Tron out there. So, yeah, I try to stay busy between the arcade games and the 3D printing and whatever else I can get my hands on. So, fun, fun, fun. Have a good one all. Bye.